Hi guys, I just want to bring you guys this quick warning. This is a confirmation for many of you guys or a couple of people, but people these days are very, very messy. Even people that connect with God, and even people that say they have a relationship with God and say they can hear God and stuff, they can be messy too. And I just want to say, don't let anyone pull you away from God. Okay, there's people that will see your relationship with God, and when they see your relationship with God, there may be a little bit of jealousy, a little bit of envy, and they will try to pull you away from God, and they'll try to confuse you. The devil will use them to try to confuse you. And it's like they'll come to you and say to you, they'll say something to you to make you doubt God, or to make you doubt your prophecy, or they'll say something to you to make you think that God is angry with you, or they'll say something to make you think that God is not being loyal. Let me give you an example, okay? Because God is not two-faced. If God has an issue with you, and God feels like you're doing something wrong, God is gonna correct you. And if He is telling someone else that there's an issue with you, He's also gonna tell you that He told that person there's an issue with you. Do you get what I'm saying? God is not gonna sit there, and God is not about games. God is not gonna play the game of broken telephone with anybody. God is not going to sit there and tell you, I'm proud of you, you're doing a good job, and then go and tell someone that you're not doing a good job and that He's angry with you, and then that person comes to you and says God is mad at you, God said you're this, God said you're that, and then you're like, God, but you didn't say nothing to me, you said you're proud of me, and now you're thinking God is mad at you. Now you're upset, now you're sad, now your mood's down, now you're feeling guilty, now you're walking on eggshells when it comes to God. Like, people will do things like that to confuse you, to try to, and then you might think, now God, are we not close as I thought we were? Because why are you telling me something and telling someone else something, and I thought you meant that. It's to confuse you. It's to make you think that God don't love you. And let me give you an example in a physical. Have you ever been around people where you're close to someone? Let's just say you have a friend, you're close to this friend, okay? And because you're close to this friend, the other person sees that you and this friend have a good relationship, but the friend also knows the other party, and then the other party comes and tells you, hey, the friend that you're close with said this about you. But you're confused now, because you and the friend are so close. You would think the friend would come to you and tell you that, right? So you're thinking now the friend is two-faced, and you're thinking now the friend is being fake, and the friend really doesn't like you because the friend is going to someone else and saying something completely opposite of what the friend would have told you, right? It's that concept. God isn't messy. God is very direct. And when God has an issue with you, God is going to tell you. And if God reveals anything to anyone, He is going to let you know He revealed something to them, and let you know, yep, that person's right, I did say this. Do you see what I'm saying? He will tell, and God is not fake. When people do this stuff and God has not said anything to you, and God has not given you any indication that He's upset at you, it's to confuse you. It's to make you feel insecure in your relationship with God. It's to make you doubt the relationship you have with God. It's to make you question the things that God is telling you. It's to make you question your path. And when you're going through all that, you know what happens when you start thinking this way? Your brain gets fogged. And then what happens when your brain gets fogged? Now you want to just be still and not do anything, because you're afraid to do anything, because you're thinking that you got to walk on eggshells because you don't want to disappoint God. So now you're being still, like, God, I'm going to be still. For a week straight, now you're depressed, you're sad, you're not doing anything because you don't want to make the wrong move. And that's not what God intended for you to do. That's not what God wants you to do. But all because someone chose to plant a little seed in your ear. You see how everything just shifted? When people come to you and say anything about what God told them about you, pray about it. Pray about it. And don't put everything on pause until God says, yes, I did say this. Yet, because I'm telling you right now, some people will do that just for you to put everything on pause. Okay? Because trust me, when God is mad at you, you don't want to do anything, because you feel like if you don't want to make the wrong move. Trust me. When you fear God, that you don't want to make the wrong move. I know, because I've been there. But that's what people will do. Okay? So this is a confirmation for someone. confirm with God, but most of the times it's just to confuse you. Be confident and have faith in your relationship with God. Don't let anyone pull you away from God, because this is how people will imagine. Like, let's say, remember the example I gave you with the friend? So imagine now you found out that friend, you're like, okay, friend, you think that friend was really talking to that friend about you, and you guys are so close, and now you pull away from that friend because you don't know what to believe. That's the same concept. People will say things to make you pull away from God. Okay, so confirmation for someone. I love you guys. Bye.